Or do you still have some there? You do. You do. See it?
Oh, hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I was looking at my notes. Good afternoon from my home office slash baby's nursery. You've seen me here many times, and here we are back again in precautionary quarantine. I just don't think that I have the virus, and I don't think that even the person I was in contact with probably has it. But out of an abundance of caution, I've been home this week to make sure that I wouldn't be unknowingly spreading anything to anyone else. So it's been a long week here. I've been laughing with the people I've been on Zooms with that it was a lot easier to be at home in the spring when the baby was just a few months old. She couldn't move. Now she can crawl down the hallway and knock on the door, and it's a little bit harder, but thanks to my mom for being here and and helping so much. We're a team here at the Cognetti house, and it's really special. Sloan, she's got grandma and mom and dad around, so she's a lucky girl, and we're lucky that she's here. So it's been a crazy week, though, full of a lot of meetings, none more important than our meetings about COVID. We have our task force meetings with the hospitals and epidemiologists and educators and the legislators every other Wednesday. We had ours this Wednesday, and the readout is that it's not going to be a good couple of months here, really anywhere. But here in northeastern Pennsylvania, we're in a pretty critical time. The hospitalizations are going up, the cases are going up. There's a really huge increase just in the last week of cases, and hospitalizations then usually follow that. So we really have to take it seriously. I know we've been saying ad nauseum for months and months that we need to wear masks, that you need to stay home if you feel sick, that you need to not travel unless necessary. We meant it then, but we really mean it this time. And I'm sorry to sound paternalistic. It's hard to keep saying these things, but really, I mean, I've been very worried since my conversations in these last couple of weeks, and especially this week, that we are going to see the death rate go up, and we're going to see the hospitalizations go up to a point where we could near or reach capacity at our hospitals. So we have to, as individuals and families, do everything we can to not get to that point. That's why I'm zooming in from home this week. I want to make sure that I'm leading by example, that if you think that you might have had a contact with somebody, you think that you might be in a place where you could be transmitting the virus unknowingly, you can stay home. Please stay home. There's no reason to go out if you don't need to. So unless necessary, please be taking those precautions and treating this next period of time as close to the kind of the red phase, maybe as we were last time, if possible, where we really want to support all of our local businesses and restaurants. If you can do that online for retail, or just go in at times where there's very few people in stores. If you can do takeout from your favorite restaurants, please do that, because we want to be able to support everybody, but we also want to be keeping people safe. So it's just hard to think about. I know it's hard to wrap our heads around what this means. Geisinger has a new documentary called 5 Days in May that really hits home about what it's like here in Lackawanna County, in Scranton. I know I sometimes will watch the news at night, and you'll see ICU doctors from across the country, and those are heart-wrenching stories, and it's really tough. But if it's not in your backyard, sometimes I don't think it sinks in. Those stories are here too. Those doctors, those nurses, those healthcare frontline workers, they are taxed. They are just being put through so much to try to protect everyone. Those stories are real. They're here. So anything that you can do, please do. Please don't go out if you don't have to. Please wear a mask when you do go out. I really applaud everyone. I think the vast majority of people get it about the masks. The masks do work. The data is clear. It wasn't as clear in the spring. It is clear now. It's okay. She can come. It's okay. Hi, babe. She can. Sorry. Most people get it. For some people don't. But I think it's becoming less and less socially acceptable to not be on the mask train. So please wear your masks. They really do work. It really is the simplest way that you can help protect others. And as we come up on the holidays, unfortunately, we're all going to have to, just like we did with Thanksgiving, limit those gatherings, limit that travel, sacrifice those family traditions. Do it now so that we can be back to normal next year. You can come over. It's fine. Do you want to come say hi? All right, we have a visitor.
Hi.
Oh, say hi, baby.
Your screen, so you can't see it in the mirror. It needs to go this way.
Oh. You say hi. Hi, everybody. There's nobody on the screen, so she's kind of bored by it. So mask up. Don't go out if you're sick or unless necessary. And then please, with the holiday plans, I know it's really awful for me to even say it, but we've just got to make these changes now, prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally, and get through these next couple of months. There is a COVID alert app from the PA Department of Health that you can download. So if you put in COVID alert PA in the App Store or Google Play, you can get that. That gets you a variety of different resources on your smartphone if you have a smartphone. Okay. And the testing sites are pretty ubiquitous at this point. It's taking a while to get tests back. I know that for a fact. The person I was in contact with still hasn't gotten their test back. They were tested 5 or 6 days ago. So that testing timeline is too long, and we know that. It's a big problem, and one that it's better than it was, but we're still not where we need to be. In the meantime, something else you can do is get a flu vaccine so that you're not getting the flu and you're not mistaking those symptoms for COVID. The flu vaccines are available at 4 local Rite Aids, 3 of the CVS, 2 Walgreens, and the Price Chopper on South Main Street. All right, so on city business, the fall leaf pickup is ending next week. So next week is the last week. You can put your leaves in biodegradable brown paper bags. They're still available at local hardware stores. I believe we're out of them at our city buildings, but they are available at hardware stores. Please put them in the biodegradable bag. We can pick them up and get those recycled. If you leave them just out in a pile, we're not able to pick those up, and those end up washing into the storm drains, and then we have flooding issues. So please do put those in bags. Next week is that last fall leaf week to pick those up. The city is accepting job applications for public works positions. We need heavy equipment operators and drivers with CDL Class A and B licenses. So really want to get the word out there to the whole city, everyone, that we're hiring at Public Works some good jobs with good benefits, and always looking for good people who want to help their community. Okay, and we're very excited. There are a couple of stories in this last week about the smoke detector program with the fire department. The fire department continues to do a great job making sure that we have as many working smoke detectors in as many households in Scranton as possible. I think they installed over 130 that was the data until the last couple of weeks. And I know we've gotten something like 70 requests in the last week since those stories have run. So it's really, really exciting that people are interested in wanting to make sure that they're protecting themselves and their families. If you need a smoke detector, email smokedetectors@scrantonpa.gov, or you can call 348-4132. So thanks to the fire department for being awesome and continuing that program. We're looking for funding to continue to buy these smoke detectors. I think we've got a little bit of success on that so far, and we'll continue to do that. I want to make sure that we're able to keep that program going. The city is also accepting applications from nonprofits for home grants, ESG grants, and CDBG grants. Those are found at scrantonworks.org. So you can go to that website, scrantonworks.org, and you can look and see if your organization is eligible. The lights are up at NAOG, thanks to the Scranton Rec Authority and the Parks Department. Every night until January 7th, there is a donation box at the end of the light show. Really appreciate donations to help keep this going. And you can also drop off a letter to Santa. That last day to drop off your letters is December 18th. So I appreciate Santa for caring about Scranton. I know that he's been answering those letters, and we appreciate that. Okay, coats for kids. So we're still taking coats, new coats, hats, and gloves down at the police headquarters at 100 South Washington Avenue. And Wednesday, I think next Wednesday, is the last day to bring toys for the Colts 11th annual Stuff the Bus. Thanks to Gretchen at Colts for always organizing this so well. We're excited that we have locations at Scranton City Hall, Weston Fieldhouse, and the fire department's engines 2, 7, 8, and 10. Make sure that, so today would be the last day to drop off at Weston Fieldhouse. With City Hall and the fire departments, those boxes are just kind of just inside the doors. Please drop them off, and no need to go into those buildings. Okay. The other piece is that we are closing Weston Fieldhouse to the public starting tomorrow. Made that decision based on the situation with COVID. The activities there have been distanced, and the Parks Department, Brian's done a great job there. There's just only so much you can do though when you're having folks recreating, especially indoors. So we've decided to close that for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we'll be able to be back up and running sometime early, I would say late winter, early spring. But we'll keep you all posted on that. Okay, and as always, Scranton Mental Health Scranton Counseling Center hotline is 348-6100. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline 1-800-273-8255, or you can text TALK to 741-741. All right. I'll wait for some questions. Thanks to everyone out there for being great community leaders yourselves and keeping informed, helping keep yourselves and your family and your neighbors informed. If you want to be a volunteer for the city, you can go to scrantonpa.gov or to our Facebook page and sign up. Instagram also has a link to sign up to be part of the Mayor's Volunteer Corps. We appreciate all of our volunteers, also all of our city workers, from the police officers to the firefighters to the sanitation workers to the fellas who are up in the middle of the night, many nights, fixing the traffic signals and making sure that our flood, our grates are cleared off. There's just so much that we do at the city to keep everyone safe, and so much that happens without people even knowing it, often at very odd hours. So we appreciate everybody for always being helpful to us in the city and making sure that we're staying safe and healthy. Okay, it's like maybe the questions are coming in on the phone today. Let's see. Let me just refresh this. Okay, let's. All right, well, I'll wait to see if there are any questions. Let's see if there's other things going on. We continue to work on the 2021 budget. We really appreciate all the dialogue with City Council and with the public. We're trying to make sure that we are being as tight with our expenditures as possible. We've done a really good job this year of cutting those expenditures given, well, we needed to do it anyway, but also given the economic situation. We'll continue that into next year and into the future. It's really important that we are good stewards of every single one of your tax dollars, and we're working hard to do that. It takes a lot of work, and in order to be the city that we need to be to offer the services that we need, we are proposing to increase the head count by 10 to 12. And it's really important that we have the people that we need. When we talk about Public Works, for example, we talk about flood control. We're talking about adding a couple of flood control people that can help make sure that the streets aren't flooding, that we're preventing that, not just responding. We need somebody else in traffic maintenance. We only have 2 people that do it, the traffic sign maintenance, traffic signal and signs. We have to have another person. We need a couple more people, but we've got to get somebody else in the loop. Literally, these people get called in the middle of the night frequently. It's not fair to them that it's only a couple of them, and they have to go out as a team. So there's a lot in the budget that is just has needed to happen, I think, for a long time. We're trying to be as careful and thoughtful as we can be about what we're doing there, and we're really excited about what we're proposing. Okay, let's see. Debbie is asking, I would like to offer a comment suggestion to your tax restructure task force. Whom do I contact to send an email? So you can always contact Scranton 311 at scrantonpa.gov. That's probably the best thing. Maybe in the subject line, say comment for tax policy working group. So that's the easiest way to do that at this point. And those meetings are we have one on December 16th, and then I think we'll have one mid-January so that you can watch those. You can watch those via Zoom or call into the Zoom. So yeah, Debbie had email scranton311 at scrantonpa.gov. Franco asked if I got tested since my possible exposure. I did not. I'm waiting for that person's test to go back, to come back. I have not wanted to take a testing spot away from someone else who needs it more. I have the ability to work from home right now, so I want to make sure that I'm not taking that test away from somebody else who needs it. Glenda's asking when we can expect the vaccine to be out. So we're getting a lot of information about that. Nothing is sure yet. In terms of the general public, the consensus from everyone I've talked to seems to be that the kind of general public, it wouldn't be until the spring that would be rolling out. The healthcare workers, people in nursing homes, there's a whole host of people, many tens of millions of Americans that need it ahead of the general public. And so we're going to be, in this we're going to be masked for a long time. That vaccine is coming though. I mean, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Absolutely. We just need to make sure that we're really working hard now to mitigate in these coming months, because that vaccine isn't going to reach all of us until I think the spring. And Cindy's asking, are they going to reopen schools now that there's a vaccine? So that's well done, Glenda and Cindy, on the sequence there. So again, the vaccine won't be fully into the community, I think, until deep into the school year. So I don't know what that'll mean for schools, but I think there might be a lot of at-home instruction continuing at least through that beginning part of the year. But I can't speak for any of the school districts, the schools, the universities. I'm in close touch with them. They make those decisions. But again, in terms of a vaccine, that's not going to get to everybody until deep into the school year. So we're going to have to hold on for a while now. The vaccine news is great news, though. And I think we should celebrate that and be excited about that and hold on to that. I know when my husband left this morning, he's like, we're going to have a great summer. We're disappointed about a lot of things, and he knows I'm a little stir crazy from being home all week. But we're starting to talk about summer in our household and hoping that summer can be a celebration, and that especially by the holidays next time, we can be back to seeing all of our family in person and getting to hug all those family members we haven't gotten to see in so long. Okay, are there any more questions? I'm trying to just go back through the notes, see if I missed anything. Oh, special thanks to Friends of the Poor for an amazing set of events last week for Thanksgiving. Megan, Linda, Sister Ann, just tremendous job as always. So deeply appreciate them and all the volunteers that helped out. We really have a great community here, and you see a lot of people who are in need themselves that are really generous, and that's a mark of a great community, which we're lucky to have. Craig is asking when the census results will be announced. I'm also eagerly awaiting those, Craig. I don't know yet, but my team is tracking that closely, and hopefully we'll get those soon. And hopefully we'll have done as well as we can. I know it's been tough it was tough, and we pushed so hard, and we did so much. And I appreciate everybody, all the census workers, all the volunteers, my team, all of our partners like UNC, the library, just did so much. I really appreciate that. Okay. I don't see the next food drive in here. We'll make sure to push that out whenever that is announced. There are a lot of families in need, and I know, the Friends of the Poor and Meals on Wheels, I'm drawing a blank. Salvation Army, they could always use donations. So if you're able to, please think about giving this season. The Salvation Army usually also does their the bell ringing, and I know there's a big push for that to make sure that they have a successful drive. So if you can give to any of those entities, please do. Any of the great social services that we have in the city, donations are tough to come by because everyone's having a tough year. And if you can give, please do help. Okay. All right. I don't see any other questions. Next week, there's a city council meeting. We don't have a tax policy meeting, but that'll be December 16th for anybody who wants to tune in to that. It's a really amazing group. I'm really excited about the work that we're doing. And then we'll do town hall on Friday. I think we might have another event that we're planning. We're trying to put something together with some of our healthcare partners to talk about COVID and the situation that we're in. We'll get details out about that as soon as we can. Potentially we would do it, maybe we would do it in this noontime spot. We'll see. But we really are trying to get all the information out. And like I said, if you can catch, they did a story in the Scranton Times about it today. You can catch that Geisinger video. It's really powerful. And I think right now we need to be thinking about what this is really like for people who are our neighbors. We had another death overnight in Lackawanna County. I mean, this is really happening around us. I know we're kind of inured to some of this right now, but it really is live and it's real and it's now. And anything that we can do to get through these next few months with everyone in our lives alive, we need to do. So thank you everyone so much. Really, I appreciate everybody who tunes in and wants to be helpful in the community and helps us, because like I always say, we cannot do this without you. We can't do this alone. We don't have all the answers or all the ideas. So I appreciate you guys every week. So thank you. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.